How we doing, guys? Welcome to another Mamemeister 10-minute mashup. Today's game, I'm looking at another remake, and this time it's a remake of one of my, in fact probably any C64 owner. One of their favourite games is Bruce Lee, which was originally released by Data East, I think it was. It was also out in Atari. Now this is a fan version, if that's the right word for it. So anyway, let's crack on, because you can see here how good the graphics look. So how do we actually start the game? Right, okay, here we go. Right. Now this is the first time I've actually seen the game. Now, I've got to say, this looks absolutely amazing. Yep, what you've got here is you've got one button that does fire, and you've got one button which does run into the side, does the kick, and just standing still does the punch. It's they've certainly sped up a lot, but I've got to say, this is gorgeous. It really is. Yeah, the kind of fighting aspect of it is a lot quicker. But I mean, the graphics are just gorgeous. Now, I've never, although I own a Master System, I've shamefully got to admit that I've really not played it much. Now, see, I like that. He actually chases you. So yeah, they've improved the the AI of the characters. But yeah, what I was going to say is I've not really played many Master System games, but I'm guessing if this came out at the time, this would be probably one of the best Master System games. It just looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at the shading. This is how remakes should be done. Absolutely astonishing. And the best bit about this game is it's completely free as well. Now, the reason I'm doing so shit is because, well, this is my excuse anyway, is because you have to press a fire button to jump, whereas I'm trying to use the old Commodore 64 way, and that was just by pressing up. But I mean, they've really tried to stay authentic to the actual, the sort of sound effects and music, even the graphics. Obviously, they've just updated them. Bollocks. Right, this time I'm just going to turn the sound up a wee bit, like so. I can say categorically state here and now that I will be playing this game later, because this is excellent. I mean, Bruce Lee was one of my favourite games on the C64. I don't think it's aged particularly well. I mean, it does look pretty basic. Well, saying that, I remember even at the time thinking, I remember seeing Bruce Lee getting played in my local computer shop, and it was on obviously it was on Atari, and I remember thinking at that point, it looked pretty basic, but it's only when you actually start to play the game that you realise what an excellent game is. I love the fact that they've even got Bruce Lee's kind of, is it, what's the name of the, Game of Death? What's the name of the third film? Not the third film, the film that never got finished. Game of Death, I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah, the kind of yellow bottoms. But this really is a stunning game. It's probably trickier because they've obviously, you know, they've certainly made the computer opponents, input opponents I should say, quite a bit more challenging. And there's the phone. Why does the phone always go when I'm making a video? You'll just have to wait, I'm afraid. Oof. Now I don't know if you can have 2 players in this game. The original, you could obviously have 1 player controlled the ninja and 1 player... Sorry, no, I'm talking shite. Nobody controlled the ninja, 1 player controlled green... what was he called? Yamo, that's it. Ah, I've just noticed I've got wee energy bars. This is going to be fun. But, you know, this is a fantastic game. I've never been overly impressed with the games that I've seen on the Master System, but my goodness, if they were as good as this, then that would certainly change my opinion of it. Oh, wait a minute, how happened there? That's it. Yeah, it's really smooth, it's so well done. I would be really struggling to pick any faults with this game. Possibly the lack of a 2-player option. Maybe there is a 2-player option, I'm not too sure. Right, how are we doing for time? Are we out of time yet? No, I've still got time for another game. Yeah, push start, so I'm guessing you can't play a simultaneous 2-player game, but you know what, that's just... that would just be a nice to have. But what a stunning looking game. And they've sped the game up quite a lot, so it's kind of far more arcadey. You know, the fighting part of the original was almost like incidental, but this it's a lot quicker. And you've really got to kind of hammer the button, like so. It was thanks to my mate Paul who actually made me aware of this game. Nah, bollocks. Yeah, it's certainly more challenging than the original one. That's no bad thing. That's probably why I liked the original, because I'm not the greatest game player in the world, and I always found, you know, Bruce Lee, I could complete it. Ah, bollocks. You take a seat. Yeah, the fighting's a lot more fun actually in this one. Now, like I said, I've improved the AI as well, because on the original one, if Yamo and Cage, who's a ninja, if they were down the bottom, they would never climb ladders to try and get to you, but in this one they do. So I mean, they've improved it in every possible way they could, and it's definitely a lot harder as well, more challenging. Let's see if I can do this bit without dying. Easier said than done, no. Ah, bollocks. Ah, right, okay, I don't have to bother getting that one. Oops. We're a bit lucky. Oof, and that was lucky as well. But I really can't rate this game highly enough. It's an absolute stunning. It's a stunning massive. It's a great game anyway, but game over. Anyway guys, listen, that is it. That is Bruce Lee. I don't know the company that actually released this. It's always a group of very dedicated guys. Kage, how was that? Cageson? Cageson presents, yeah, whatever, original game by Ron Fortier, Bruce Lee, blah 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 blah. Yep, anyway guys, listen, I'll pop the link to this game below. Hope you've enjoyed watching it, and as usual, thank you very much for watching.